Alright, everybody. Welcome back for another Dragon episode. I thought I could continue this one because why not? We can get probably after doing some scaling, we can get to the grayscale part. So you can get, that's me because I just opened YouTube. All right. So, how are you guys doing? If I'm gonna start recording this. Okay. These sniffles are getting extremely annoying. Keep developing allergies. It's not supposed to happen, but whatever. So how do I want to approach this? I'm not sure how I want to go about this. Like what kind of scales I want to add to this. I definitely do want to add some kind of scales. Let's see, it's a new layer, yes. Probably something. Maybe I can start from the bottom. Up. Best course of action. Anyway, yesterday we had a very cool Magma Studio session. I hope you saw the result in the Unity tab. That's pretty cool. Hope even more people can join next time. It's pretty fun. And like, I don't know, 7 people in there? Or 7 total. Pretty nice. And a while ago I was watching a I guess it was a technical preview of a new plugin for Unreal Engine 5.3. It was fluid simulation and it was really impressive, like really impressive water simulation. I was blown away. At this point I should probably not because it's Unreal Engine 5, so everything is always very impressive when it has to do with Unreal Engine 5, but still, it was quite impressive. Quite really impressive. Wish I had enough time to play with it. Too bad I really don't. Let's see how we can do with this. I'm probably gonna add some smaller scales, something like this. Here. Hey, Industrial Media Chase. How is it going? How's the chicken? Not doing a live stream voice? I thought I was. Oh, I thought it was in. Sorry. I think I forgot to click. It did open the window. It was open, but I did not click. My bad. It is now.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello.
I just didn't know if you didn't want me to be in here today or not.
Yes, I hate you. Get lost. No. No, I thought... Actually, I opened it for that, but for some reason it didn't click. Figure. So, yeah, how are you doing?
Oof. Well, I got woken up early. By
How early was that?
It was like 8 in the morning.
It's not early. I wake up before that, usually. So I was saying that I checked out. I was watching this video of new. I guess it's new. I did not remember the date of the video, but fairly new because it's Unreal Engine 5.3 water simulation plugin, and that was very impressive. It was like actual water. Like it was like literally billions of particles flowing, like actual water in real time. So that was impressive. Really impressive. I would like to have some time to play around with those kind of things. Sadly, I don't.
Well, hopefully you have a PC that can process all that.
I think, well, I mean, at least when I tried to use Unreal Engine 5, this one could handle it. Not obviously at maximum resolution, because it's an RTX 3060. It's not that good, and it makes a lot of noise. But it was capable of at least running Unreal Engine, so it's actually pretty efficient. Probably because of nanite and all that kind of stuff, like a level of detail, whatnot. It adjusts automatically depending on how close you are. If I do have extra time at some point, I'm gonna try out that fluid simulation thing because it's really cool to see. Who's the other person? The other person is Chase, Industrial Media Magic. You saw him in the chat there a while ago. He is my co-host, oftentimes, and an intruder. No, that's Cheese. This is the intruder.
Cheese is not an intruder. He never shows up.
Yeah, I'm offended with Cheese because he didn't want to talk yesterday.
We weren't even live or anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna shame
So
him.
if he's a
today.
scaredy cat, doesn't want to hear people to hear his voice, then
Oh, it's precious.
okay.
He is precious.
It was just us. But whatever.
Whatever. It's fine. What do you think of that phallic mechanical mech that I made? That I posted in the Discord. That's what you meant when you thought about the
Yeah.
gun. Yeah,
Yeah.
figured.
You know
I
what's
thought
a
it was
good
fun.
practice?
Yeah.
Is when you're drawing characters, drawing underwear on them.
Oh yeah.
I know that sounds funny, but like I'm working on the sprite characters, and I'm
Hey,
like
Kevin.
drawing the underwear,
Yeah.
and like it does tell you something about like the proportions and whether
Oh, absolutely.
it
Yeah.
looks good or not.
Yeah. In fact, drawing, even when you draw from life, if you draw people with underwear, it's way easier than drawing people naked. When you draw people naked, you have no reference point unless you understand where the bones are. It's pretty hard. You still have to draw a pair of underwear, like the hips, basically, like this, because otherwise you basically don't know what to do in the figure construction.
But yeah,
So.
I guess my overall point is like I was looking at the character nude. I'm like, okay, this seems to be good, and then I drew the underwear on it, and now I'm like, I think maybe I need to make the torso or the legs a little bit longer. And it's not something I would have gotten without drawing the clothing on them.
Yeah, I can relate. How are you doing, Kevin? How is you doing?
I don't understand why Restream Pod just like picks and chooses which YouTube comments to show on Twitch.
I don't know. I'm seeing them all, but I guess not everyone.
I
It's
mean
true.
on Twitch, not on stream. Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Like I can't see the one from Kevin right now. Go figure. I mean, I can see it, but it's not on Twitch. Yeah. Oh well. Oh Welsh. Yes. Man, I really hope I will have at some point in my life soon enough time to start dabbling with some sort of game project, because I would really like to do that. Really much so. But I want to do too many things usually, and if I do so many things, I end up doing nothing. Doing well. How are you doing, Neo and Chase? I am okay. Yeah, I'm good today.
I'm doing good.
No major trouble.
I got cock blocked this morning. Literally. with some good Snape. That's what it sounded like. I was having a dream. I think I was like in a Blockbuster trying to rent a video or something, and all of a sudden somebody just starts balking like a chicken, and I wake up, and I'm just laying there stretching and yawning, and Angus is like next to me, and everything is quiet, and all of a sudden you hear the bark, 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 and we both look, and it's like right outside of my house, and then I get up, open the door, and there's a chicken walking around my front yard.
Oh well. I guess
Actually, it wasn't. It was like tiptoeing. It was like sneaking around.
I was afraid of getting caught and fried. Have you guys ever done art together on stream? In a way, I guess. In a way. But Chase doesn't draw. He writes. He's a writer. So
I do sprite art, but that, I mean, it's not the same thing.
you could stream that. Yeah, but it's very different. It's definitely different. Definitely.
I do sprite art and 3D modeling. Actual art like Nemo does, it's never been a talent of mine. Even though I like to do it. I've always liked to draw things, I just wasn't good at it.
Need more practice. More practice.
I just don't have the skill for it.
Skill is... Oh, sure. Talent is overrated. It's really just about how much time you put into it. But you gotta put in a lot of time.
But
so...
you need a natural affinity to things, though. Like if you're somebody that like really likes to draw and you draw a lot, you're obviously going to have a natural affinity towards that because that's just how we sort ourselves. You know, like there are certain thresholds you can reach, but it's like at a certain point you need to have like the innate ability to become even greater. It's the same thing with like athletic ability. You can take any person off the street and, you know, train them and whatnot. That doesn't mean that they're going to be some sort of like, you know, world-class athlete just through pure training. You need to have some measure of athletic ability.
What do you think of this? What do you think of this? Wait, oh, it's not copying it. Why? Hold on. Look at before. And look at after. He was already that age when he started drawing. He had no skill whatsoever before. I wouldn't call the left one skillful, but he learned because he drew like after he decided he wanted to draw, he drew like 12 hours a day.
But there's good stuff in the left one though. Obviously, it's not as good as the right.
I wouldn't
but, like,
say that. No, I don't think so.
People without without like artistic ability can't draw an ear like that, for instance.
I don't know. If you sit down and actually really try hard to copy, that's copied, obviously. You try really hard to copy something, you can probably do that. It's not as hard as you think it is.
If you just take somebody else's drawing and then draw over it, but
no,
we're talking about, like,
I'm not kidding. I think anyone can learn how to draw if they put in enough time. I'm gonna have to prove to you. Do you want to learn how to draw? No, you don't have time. Otherwise, I would like to teach you. I would like to prove you that you can actually draw, because it's not that much.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying that you can't be good. I'm saying that there's only so much you can to be great. Like anyone.
Oh, but that's true for me too.
Write.
Like I don't think I'm ever gonna be great. Like I'm never gonna be Kim Jong-gi probably, because I'm not. I don't think I've got that broken part of my brain that's broken enough to be able to do that.
Your threshold is much higher than mine, is what I'm getting at. Like I'm saying, anyone can write, but being a great writer is different than being like a good writer. There are very few great writers, people that like completely transform the genre, people that have like clearly a level of skill that the average person could never have. That's a completely separate ability. You can take any person and make them into a good artist. That's different than taking them and turning them into a world-class artist.
Oh yeah, but I don't think that's the point. I don't think I am a world-class artist. I think I'm just average at best. So it wouldn't be impossible for you to draw like me if you just put in enough, like the same amount of time I put in. Obviously, it's gonna take longer now because you're gonna do it from now on. But I don't think it would be impossible if you really wanted to do that. If you really liked it, because at some point the difference is made between, or because of your ability to just push through the sucky part, which is something I don't have for some things. Like I do kind of have it for writing, so slowly, maybe slowly, I can improve. But it's really hard for me to just look at or read what I wrote and not be completely discouraged and give up. Or I just sit there and draw. Like this morning, I sit down to write an article. I wrote nothing in half an hour. So it's because of something like that. I think not exactly because of skill or talent. Is that just that maybe since I don't like to do it as much, I would not put in that much effort to do it. And so I will just not get better. That's at least my opinion. That's what I can see on myself and what I've seen in others also. It's more about liking something than actually innate skill. That you can learn. You can learn a lot of things. I could probably learn how to dance, but I would not like it. So I would not become good because I don't like to do it. That's my opinion.
No, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. That kind
I'd
of
like to
that
prove
feels
you
like
wrong.
that feels like blank slateism to me. I don't believe people are blank slates that you can just imprint things.
Oh,
People have
no.
natural gifts and abilities, and people gravitate towards the things that they're talented at. You know, if somebody has like a natural affinity towards mathematics, which a lot of people don't. There's like you can teach these people mathematics, but it doesn't mean they're ever going to be good at it. The people who are like become programmers and whatnot, they do have that natural affinity, and there are certain character traits that they have that make them good at those things. Like I said, it's the same thing with athletic ability. Like you can't just take any person and turn them into Usain Bolt. Like, yeah, we're going to practice running every week, and you're going to be just as good as him. He has a natural ability that gives him an advantage over other people.
Yeah, but there are many runners. Like I cannot outrun him. But he's an exception. There are exceptions. That's what I mean. Like Kim Jong-gi is an exception. Or a lot of big artists you see, like Richard Schmidt, that was an exception. Probably even Jeff Watt is an exception. Because they can do it for so long and without getting bored that they get extremely good. It also resonates with them. Like what you say, they got a innate ability. But even if you do not have that innate ability, and I don't think I have it, you can get better at it. You can get better to a level you will feel at least qualified to do it and get paid for it. That's at least my point of view.
I don't disagree with that. I'm saying that there is a threshold for people.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah. Certainly.
We don't want to believe that there's a threshold, and I don't think that we should internalize that, but we should also be like realistic and say, yeah, you know, if I'm learning how to make music, I'm probably not going to be as good as Beethoven ever was.
Oh, yeah.
At the same time, I can still improve.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. But for like the average person, like I would be content to just be able to write average stuff. I don't need to write Asimov type of content. So for me, that's enough. That's what I mean. Like if you want to learn how to draw an illustration for your games, I think you can do that. It might not look exceptional. It might not look, again, like super three-dimensional or something, but you can probably get something by putting in a lot of effort, something that's at least marketable to a degree, or at least usable for for what you have to do. But that takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of...
The truth of the matter is that would have been helpful when I was younger, not when I'm older and working
right,
and doing other things.
I know. But that's why it's kind of... That's why you get a lot of people who are good at one thing, or mostly everybody's good at one thing and not at everything. It's very hard because you have to choose at some point to dedicate your time.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have a particular talent, then pursue that talent. You don't need to be a jack of all trades who's good at everything. Very few people are in that category that are like polymaths.
Yeah. Although I do tend to gravitate towards more of a jack of all trades than a specific kind of thing. That's why I draw monsters, but I also like to draw mechanical things. As soon as I get good enough so that I do not despise myself for doing it. Certainly there are some things that I'm like,
I probably do as well when you think about it, because I do sprite art, 3D modeling, programming, writing. So like thinking about it, I probably do have more talents than the average person does, because the average person doesn't know anything about 3D modeling or programming or writing. but that doesn't take away the fact that like they in a particular field, and that's usually where their talents come about. Is like if you're somebody that's really good with like mechanics, you're gonna go into a job that's probably related to mechanics, right? Like you're
Yeah.
probably gonna go into auto care or things like
Yeah,
that because
probably. Yeah.
that's a special trait you have. You know a lot about it. It's something that you're really interested in, and so
Yeah,
forth.
exactly. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I would recommend most people do that. Find something that you're really good and knowledgeable about, and just pursue that field. You don't need to go to I hate to say it, you don't need to go to college and get a degree. You could just pick up a trade if it's something that you're interested in. Like
Absolutely.
don't waste the time getting the degree if you think, you know what, I would be really good like just working in an auto store or something, or
Hmm.
working on cars, that kind of thing.
Oh,
If you
totally.
have a
Yeah.
talent, just go that way.
It's better to have a great mechanic than have an average lawyer, say, or attorney, because maybe the person didn't want to do that. So absolutely, yeah. There are inclinations that are innate in that sense, that are tied to whatever we liked as a kid, I guess, or something like that. So certainly, yeah, inclinations are a thing. That said, if a person does something, it might not be great, but might still be able to do it. So that's all what I was saying. I like was not certainly not arguing that anyone like I can pick up Bosca COL, the 8-bit composer composing app, and become Beethoven with that. Uh, Even if I do it every day. But if I do it every day, eventually I'm probably gonna become better if I do it critically enough, and maybe I get some help probably.
Oh yeah, you could become good.
Like I think you can become very good at pixel art if you keep doing it like this. No kidding. So there is the practice component, because a person, certainly a person with innate abilities has an advantage, but the person who practices can trump 100% the person that's got the innate ability if the person with the ability does not train. Because you've got to
That's
foster
the
your
Dragon
skills.
Ball. That's the Dragon Ball mentality.
Is
Frieza
it? I
had
don't
the innate
know.
talent, but he never trained. So Goku, who is always training, was able to beat him.
I guess probably. Yeah, but no, I didn't get it from there. It's just that you see it happening all the time. Like you got maybe that kid that's really good at something, but over time he gets lazy, and another kid was not that good but puts in a lot of work becomes better. So I was not very good at drawing. I mean, I've always been drawing like casually, but I was not really putting in enough effort. And there were people who were drawing better than me who also went on studying art, but they stopped, even if they had the talent, quote unquote. They also had the artist mentality that I did not have. But now I draw better than them because they didn't practice. So, what are you guys' favorite genre of art and books? It depends. Good ones. I don't really have a favorite genre, I guess. In general, I just I can tell you what I don't like. I don't like splatter, and I don't like romance fiction. What about you, Chase?
Genre of art. That's
Or art or
I don't know.
books, both.
Books is a bit easier because I tend to gravitate towards like science fiction and
Mhm.
fantasy, that stuff. In terms of genre, I read lots of non-genre literature all the time. But as far as art goes, yeah, that's a bit harder. I have like I don't know if you would call it like a guilty pleasure, but I really love like pulp art from
Mhm.
back in the day when they did Pulp Fiction. Like a lot of the art they did, I could probably share some.
Yeah, go ahead. In terms of books, I would say, yeah, I don't really have a favorite genre. I got some favorite authors, but it depends on the book. Because of some authors, I don't like a specific book, maybe. Like, I like The Time Machine a lot. I love The Time Machine. But I do not like Wells's other books. I tried reading a lot of them, and I did not like any. So, depends. Even if the same-ish genre, I guess. So I'm not 100% opinionated about that. It just depends. Or say, I guess you can call Jurassic Park science fiction to a degree. Probably, isn't it? Because, you know, it has to do with
Yeah.
science and it's not real. So I like Crichton, but I did not like all his books. I did not like The Lost World, and I did not like Andromeda Strain. So.
I posted a picture of something that I like.
Oh yeah. This is no, it's not. It's Cherry. You're gonna like what's it called, John? No. What's his name? Lovell. God, something Lovell. Was it Lovell? Tom Lovell. That's not exactly pulp though, I guess. This is more like whatever his name was, the Jeff's teacher. I'm so bad with names. Tom Lovell is somewhat pulp to a degree, but a little like earlier, I guess, in terms of style compared to that. You got, what was his name? God damn it! Yeah, I'm gonna remember at some point. It was Jeff Watts' teacher. And I can't remember his name. How shameful of me.
You're probably gonna remember after the stream and then be like, damn it. But yeah, I
Glenn
love
Orbick.
pulp
Glenn
art.
Orbick.
Glenn Orbick.
Yes.
Okay.
He did a lot of that kind of stuff. If you look him up. There are superheroes too, but there's a lot of pulp. Like a lot. I think he might have worked. Let me see.
Oh, like I think this is one of his. I just looked it up.
It might be. It might be, yeah.
That's
Anyway,
really
he was doing a
good.
lot of pulp stuff, like a lot. So you might like his stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a big fan of that style.
It's pretty cool.
It's yeah.
It's
The way
pretty
they
cool.
the way they color and shade things and make the shapes and whatnot. It's just there's something very appealing about it to me.
Mhm.
And the general almost like watercolor look that it has.
Yeah, probably. I would say it might be. It might be. Or gouache.
I'm not saying
Actually, I
that's
think it
what
might have been
is.
gouache. It might have been gouache,
Yeah.
actually. Because I know Glenn used gouache a lot, but some of these are oils. Sure.
I'm talking more.
Yeah, I
about,
like his
the
stuff a
way
lot.
it looks
Yeah, yeah.
than
I really like his
necessarily
stuff.
How
He was also a great like painter and artist in general. Like I've seen some of his like quick sketches and whatnot, which is what I was doing basically. All of the stuff that I studied is based on his drawing style because Jeff learned from him. So he's very. Well, he died a few years ago. He was very like loose and expressive. Oh. Welcome, Emperor Cheese.
Thanks, Emperor of Cheese, for finally showing up. We're talking about pulp art. I've been posting some in the chat.
Pulp. Pulp. Yes. And Glenn Orbick. Remember Glenn? Jeff's teacher. Probably wouldn't have forgotten his name like I did a while ago. Shame on me.
Painful.
Yeah, it's shameful. I'm gonna whip my back as soon as I finish streaming.
But not because of that.
No, I don't do it as a habit usually. I'm not that religious.
You normally pay a woman to do that.
Oh yeah, that handcuffs and whatnot.
Don't make me Gojira you again. Well, remember, you can't spam it because it's not going to work every time. You're going to waste your points.
Actually, I forgot to put the timeout. Let me do it now. Creator dashboard. Let's see if I can do it from here. Rewards. It's channel points, right? Rewards. Gojira, edit. Redemption cooldown. Why can't... Ah, there you go. At least one redemption option below must be set. Yeah. Oh! Cooldown time. Well, 1 minute, I guess. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute. It's minute. It's a newt. How is you doing, Mr. Cheese? I don't want to handle it. I'm trying to add scales to this thing. I don't know if it's going to take the rest of the stream. Probably not. It's just the part left. A little bit of the tail. And then there's that. So hopefully nothing.
I know you're kind of streaming right now. Can I show you something real quick?
Kind of streaming, yeah. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna send this to you on Discord.
Yes, I'm okay. Thank you for asking.
Do you think the proportions of this?
I think the underwear needs to be a little higher. It depends.
Higher.
Like, yeah, it's okay. Like if you want to, it's gonna be a little chibi, I guess. But you might want to be it to be a little like 2 pixels higher, probably, or 1 at least.
Well, okay. When you say that, do you mean the torso or the legs?
No, move the underwear up. The leg needs to be longer. Yeah. The torso needs to be a little shorter. Or you can leave it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It depends on what kind of style you're shooting for. But this looks really good. I like it. Except the underwear looks a little too black. Versus
well, yeah. I mean, that's just.
I know.
Level.
I know. I'm just being mean. But I like to be mean. Your
if I do that, though, should I move?
Yeah.
If I do that, should I move the belly button up? Isn't it kind of weird that it would be that close to the belly?
My let's see. My underwear is pretty close to the belly button. I know it's kind of that kind of close though, kind of like that. Yeah, you got to move it up, obviously.
Maybe just like 1 pixel up or something.
Yeah, a little bit. Usually the belly button is usually at the same height as your elbows, if you want to keep normal proportions. Unless the person's really fat.
Yeah, but it's a bit harder because this is a little stylish. But...
Yeah, obviously. No, I don't have old underwear. No, just normal. It's kind of that difference. It's like what, 2 inches? I don't know. Nice discussions we have all the time. Ahem. A yuck.
I always have trouble with the thighs too. Like, should I have the thighs touching in terms of pixels or not?
Depends on how muscular the person is, I guess. If it's a woman, probably not. Because the hips of a woman are larger.
Are you saying that you prefer a thigh gap in women?
Yes. No, it's just how things are. Like, yeah, on an average build, they are separated because the hips are larger. So, hips is...
I might disagree with that. I like thighs.
No, I don't. Like, when I see, like, if you see the... I've seen some renders of the character from GTA 6. Oh, unofficial, probably. Like, thighs are like this. Like, no, I don't like that. Separated is better. On a woman. Let's see when I get flagged for misogyny or fat shaming. I don't know. That's just personal likes. What do you think, Emperor of Cheese?
I'm not saying they have to be fat, but I don't mind a little bit of meat. I mean, women develop fat a lot easier than men do.
Oh,
in
yeah.
certain areas.
Yeah, absolutely. On the thighs, definitely, yeah. That is true. That is true.
Oh god, I made the underwear a separate layer, and I started drawing, and now the pixels I drew are on the underwear layer, not the character layer. Great.
Hehe.
I love that.
Everyone does. um.
The program should just automatically assume which layer I'm drawing on. Come on.
Yeah. Well, AI is probably going to solve that at some point, hopefully, or not. AI is going to be good for fixing human stupidity or distractions. That's what I hope, at least for me. I do not draw the shadow on the same layer as the background all the time.
And it automatically fixes that for you. That'd be great.
Yeah. That's a use. I could like redo it. Please AI, redo this. Just draw it on the correct layer. It should be easier because you just take the pixel information of that. Although it doesn't probably understand. Like it's gotta have to be very precise to understand what you mean with that.
Yeah, create like a preference setting where if I'm drawing on something and I have two separate layers, and if I'm not drawing on the layer that's currently selected, it auto selects the layer behind it, which would naturally be the one I'm drawing on.
Yeah, it could be useful. Depends on the body type. I don't have a set rule, but hourglass, even athletic, I'll lean on. No, I mean like, or we mean, do you prefer like the
I think Nemo's talking about like chubby.
Yeah, basically, like, do you prefer the probably you can listen to that, like the split, like wider waist basically and leaner legs, or legs like thick thighs that are touching? Ooh, Control B, no, wrong. That's what we were talking about. I think it's more, I don't know. It's at least from what the information I gather from drawing and whatever I see portrayed, I guess what I like is that it does look a little more feminine and attractive usually, if it's not like the thighs are not touching, basically.
I'm glad to hear you prefer the space in between the legs.
I knew that would come up. I knew that would come up. Hopefully there's no minor here.
Yeah, geez, this is gonna sound weird, but I don't really like the supermodel look. The very thin.
Oh no, me neither.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
same. No, that's not what I mean. I mean average build.
I'm not saying I want a big woman, but
No,
I want a
I'm
little bit of
seeing
meat on the bone.
Yeah. But no, because what I'm seeing nowadays is that the praise of like literally chest and like huge thighs, huge, like really huge, you can't even tell when they start, something like that. That's horrible. From an aesthetic point of view, I don't know why people are praising that, but it's pretty ugly to see, in my opinion.
Oh, Kim Kardashian, yeah.
Yeah, right, that kind of stuff, yeah. Not a fan. I don't think
get
that's
that.
attractive.
Well, that just looks totally artificial.
Also, I don't know if it is, but it's
because
not
oftentimes it is.
probably because of that, yeah. I mean, thing giraffe. Yes.
Almost unhealthy thin, yeah. I'm gonna take my wife, strap her down, and shove cake in her face. Make sure we get those thighs going.
Can if I
That actually is a fetish, by the way.
what? Thick ties?
Like forcing, like taking your girlfriend and forcing her to eat to make her bigger.
Is it? People do that?
Yeah.
Oh.
This
Well, I don't
reminds me.
have to do that.
I was reading a Reddit post one time that had me howling with laughter. This guy, he told his girlfriend that he had like I guess like a domination fetish.
Oh.
And so he would tell her to like do push-ups and whatnot, like physically straining her all the time. And it turned out he just wanted her to lose weight and told her that. But he didn't want to tell her to lose weight, so he did it like, yeah, I have a fetish. I want you to do tons of push-ups and sit-ups. And he got her athletic and thin.
That's good. At least it was useful for something.
I'm like, that's a
As
high
usual.
IQ moment right there. Just you can't tell her to lose weight, but tell her that it's your sexual fetish for her to lose weight.
Well, what if she said no to that?
Well, then you'll be justified in leaving her because she's not meeting your needs.
This is too thick. Damn.
She's got modded. Hang on.
Again? Why is it that he gets modded every single time? I don't understand this. He's the only one who gets modded. Do you get modded on other channels, Cheese? Maybe it's because of that. You've been flagged as a dangerous individual. You are dangerous. You are dangerous. Nice. There are guys that have been a bees fetish. Ugh. I remember seeing one about a guy that would feed her to get her bigger.
That's
Is
what
the
I was
best
saying,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's not healthy. If you're listening, yeah, you have this kind of fetish, whoever you are, stop. I'm sorry for
Don't
your
impose
mental
it.
health.
This isn't like really funny, but don't impose that on other people to the point that it makes them
Yeah.
unhealthy. Like, I don't care if that's like something that turns you on. You're harming other people with the
Yeah,
lifestyle.
that's where I didn't know
choices.
it was a thing, honestly, but the more I know about human beings, the less I want to be friends with them. So
No kidding.
that's really gross. No, that's kind of awful, really. You shouldn't force someone to eat, or not to eat, whatever, like both.
To satisfy yourself. And not
Yeah.
them.
I mean, unless the person is clearly unhealthy and you're trying to get the person to lose a little bit of weight, that is different. If you genuinely think that the person could benefit from that, but like no, not for fetish or anything like that. Caring is fine, but doing it for fetish, no. I don't think it is. It's
How do you
no-
guys
no
feel
bueno.
about the? How do you guys feel about the news that Nintendo apparently showed off the Switch 2 at Gamescom?
Did they?
That's what they say,
Oh, it's not public yet.
right? Yeah.
Wasn't there
could be a bunch
anyone
of BS.
with like a body cam or something?
I doubt that they would allow that.
That's why it's called hidden
apparent-
camera.
Apparently, it ran FF7 Remake though,
That would be interesting.
and can at least run Unreal
Late
Engine
next
5
year.
with
Okay.
DLSS.
Well, isn't it going to be? Will they not have a public event? If they did, at some point it's going to come out like it did now. If it is true, I guess they're going to announce it, or not. Just going to keep it secret.
Yeah, if it's at something like Gamescom though, I would imagine we would hear something about it soon. If that's the case.
If it is true, yeah. That would be interesting. It's been a long time since the first Switch launched, so
God,
It's time
like
for a new one.
2017.
yeah, 6 years. I mean, it still works, but it's not like it couldn't use a little more raw power.
Processing power. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine would benefit from that. Okay, we'll see. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. When is it ending? The event?
Well, this already happened.
Yeah, I know, but I guess that was the private. They have like a private showcase and then.
Well, Gamescom ended August 27th.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know. That would be strange then.
But it's entirely possible that it was like something that was not open. Like you can't take videos or things because it's like a trade show, right? And so sometimes
Yeah.
they're showing things off. I
I
find
don't know.
it-
It's still kind of weird that they did it that secretly. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it.
but a lot of people are saying it. Like I'm looking it up. A lot of websites are reporting on it. So
We'll see. Yes.
and it says that they
demo.
they demoed it for developers, not the public at large. So
Okay. would they not expect? How did they not expect it to come out anyway? If they
Well,
wanted to
Nintendo is
keep it secret.
very laborious when it comes to like leaking stuff. So,
Yeah, but still.
like, there was a thing actually where they were suing the guy who was like leaking
I know,
details
yeah.
about the new Pokemon games.
Yeah. I heard. Oh, hey,
Why
Simone.
even risk that?
Like, you mean publishing
what?
stuff as a person?
Like what? Like to get 15 minutes of fame or have people talk
Oh,
about you?
yeah.
Like, why would you risk like the legal liability to do that? I guess people will do
People are
anything to have their
dumb.
name famous for a little bit, but
Yeah. I don't know. I've never done it, so I have no idea. Oh, by the way, I read a while ago. This is not exactly related, but it's still kind of sort of thing. I read that last, I think April, there was a guy who went on 4chan and claimed to be a whistleblower about UFOs, and he started talking about a lot of strange things like an underground AI-powered moving fabricating station for basically unmanned drones that is the UAPs, Tic Tac, whatever we see. Obviously, not saying I believe that. I thought it was curious though that nowadays we have that, that kind of stuff surfacing from sites that are basically like trash. And sometimes it even turns out to be true, like the Pokemon leaks. So,
oh yeah.
I wonder.
Well, Saman was here when we talked about the story the other day, but there was that guy was working for the U.S. government and was leaking secret documents on a Discord server.
Right.
So people just like we think it's like, oh, these leakers are like, the hackers in movies where it's like, oh, these are such cool
just
people that
employees.
a lot of them are just idiots that are like getting into arguments with people and want to be. Someone is wrong on the internet. I have to prove them right. That's how they are.
Pretty much. Makes more sense that some intergalactic federation flying around Earth. Yeah, he said a lot. I actually read what he wrote. He didn't sound completely out of whack, but that's might just be him being a good writer. Like it just takes a person who's good at writing, basically, to make up something like that, because it's gonna be coherent, obviously. So, not saying I believe it or anything, or it is believable, but it was interesting. At least the things he said, it was pretty coherent. Let's just say that in what he said. It was nothing that was extremely outlandish. So, certainly interesting to hear, at least from my point of view. Who knows? Ears.
Yes.
Mouse.
Underwear.
What? Oh, yeah, Chase is
Every
worried
time
about
I
his
draw
underwear.
this, yeah, it looks like a diaper. I'm trying to avoid that.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. Because it's pixel art. I don't think you can completely avoid it. Like 100%, probably not. Probably. Yeah. Anyway, some of them are just glorified janitors leaking info to look cool, yeah. That's why I'm not dismissing it 100%. Like, it might even be true. Certainly, it looks like. Sounds interesting. But who knows? Is Chase drawing something? Yes, to a degree. Underwear. Panties. No.
Yeah.
He's doing pixel art.
That used to be a thing back in the day. Like even male underwear would be called panties, but we don't do that anymore.
Didn't know that. Maybe it's better that it...
I also know that like for some reason some women absolutely hate the word panties. Like it just like infuriates them. Maybe because it sounds like a little diminutive. Like, oh,
Panty.
look at my panties. It sounds like something like a child would wear,
I guess.
as opposed to like, yeah, I'm a man, I wear boxers. I don't know.
Just words in the end.
There are
Whatever.
just certain words that trigger people. That they have a
That I
visceral
noticed,
reaction
yes. Yeah.
to. Like moist.
Oh man. Oh, I never finished that. Oops. Oh, whoops. Never finished.
Knickers? I wonder why you like the word knickers.
The paint. Sure, he's
How about
talking
pantaloons?
about pantaloons is a very elegant word. That's how we call them here.
Undergarments.
Who did the Chase drawing that was on your Discord Mac drawing? Cheese. I think Cheese did it.
I added to it.
If I did not recall incorrectly. Would have been him. Yeah, come on, I gotta finish this now. At least this part, and so we can get to the grayscale. We use pantaloons instead of pants. They're the same word. Television is TV. We got the one from the French. Same. Yeah, we also got it from the French, I guess.
That's great. Can I use that in my game, Simon? There's gonna be a channel called Television.
It sounds kind of interesting, actually.
It'll be like a weather channel. From your galaxy to the other galaxy. We got you covered.
I was just going to say it reminds me of the paint, but I just like it. Panties almost sound sexy. I guess it depends who you ask.
I don't know about sexy. It sounds kind of
Depends on your
childish.
associate. Yeah, like if you the sound of the word is kind of childish. Obviously, if you associate it with something that is not, and it is more on the sexy side, yeah, I guess you can say that. Can
Television
probably see
and
that.
Telemundo. Awesome.
Telemundo. Telemundo is
Telemundo.
it is a real. It exists.
Right, but he's saying moon as in moon and sun. Telemundo.
Isn't it a Spanish TV station broadcaster? Telemundo or something like that.
It is. It's actually, well, it's owned by NBC,
Hmm.
which I guess in turn is owned by Comcast. But yeah, it's like Spanish language. I think that's where they air a lot of the telenovelas.
Era telenovela.
Latin
Maldita
American
lisiada.
soap operas.
What if we stop using soap? Are they still gonna be called soaps?
What?
I think it's just a stupid joke.
Oh.
Never mind me. Never
I don't think in
mind.
Latin America they use soap on their shows.
No?
No.
They don't call them soaps.
I'm kidding. Jeez. I'm kidding. Your people are not stinky. Well, I shouldn't say that. It depends. If you go to like a burrito stand or something, there's usually a big wafting smell in the air.
Yeah, I guess. Depends on where you go.
We have some of those there. We have like roving like taco and burrito stands. You could just walk up and they make it's like a trailer that they carry around.
Yeah, yeah. We have some here as well. I don't know what they make. I don't think they make burritos. They make all sort of sandwiches and whatnot. So, similar stuff. Okay, this took probably a little longer than I had envisioned originally, but
I'm trying to think. I think there's a specific. I mean, I just call them food carts. I don't know if there's like a specific word.
yeah, I think that's how I call it. Food cart works for me.
We're very beautiful. Your women can be, absolutely.
When they don't throw plates at you.
Well, a lot of them. Man, we're gonna get this stream taken down, but a lot of them they age kind of poorly, in my opinion.
That's also true here, actually. Italian women do not age well. Italian.
Like, don't ask a Mexican woman what happens after the age of 28.
Does it exist? I don't know. I mean, you could say
the stereotype, which I often see is true, is like after a certain age, they just kind of let themselves go.
well, kind of like becoming a mother in Japan, basically.
No, because like even your wife is still thin.
Oh, thin,
there's
yes.
not-
yeah.
From what I've seen, like there's
Oh, well, Chase got modded. Look at that. It's karma.
What's the hell? I got
Karma.
taken out.
Yeah.
Twitch found out that I was impugning Hispanic women.
Yes. How unfortunate.
You mean like most chicks after they get married and have their first kids? Well, no.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
second
think that's
probably.
universally true.
The second. Mostly. Not saying
Japanese women don't let themselves become like 270 pounds.
No.
just say, well, it's because of the
Probably
kids.
not. No. But I don't think they can. Like, genetically, I don't think. I've seen more robust women in Japan, but not like that, no. No, you don't really see fatsy people in Japan, usually.
Kind of people that you can walk behind with like a trombone while they're walking.
Or people don't age well. Well, look at Shakira. Well,
What? Poor people. Shakira's not poor.
yeah, I think that's what he means. Does she age well? She still looks like 16 or something.
I'm not sure what he means. If you're saying like, yeah, plastic surgery and whatnot, of course, but
That doesn't mean that there aren't general trends for different peoples, though.
like I'm saying with like Asian women don't, even after they have kids, they don't blow up.
Yeah, generally.
If you're Japanese and you're part of a kamikaze team.
Part of what?
Part of a kamikaze team.
Sorry.
I've seen Rubenesque Japanese women, but seldom overweight. Yeah, probably not overweight. No. I joke on my wife saying she got fat, because she is fatter than before, but she's not fat. Certainly not fat.
Man, no wonder why she doesn't like you.
Calling her fat?
Of course. She likes jokes. She likes jokes. Actually, she complains if I don't joke. So.
That's odd.
No, really. This is true. That's kind of how she is. She always wants to joke. So, like, whatever.
Yeah. Geez, that's true. A lot of them don't have the hourglass shape, so it's kind of a trade-off. A lot of them are very, how do you say, like rectangular
Like
in
pipe.
shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pipe type of.
Which is unfortunate because the hourglass shape is amazing. And
It is.
but that is a trade-off, I suppose, is like if you have the hourglass shape, you can put on weight more easily.
Yeah. Especially in the thighs. The thighs.
It's like being a man and being tall. If you're tall, I mean, that could be a benefit, but it also means that you're more likely to put on weight.
Yeah. Still need this. Man, I hate Tails. Not the character from Sonic. Also, maybe. But I mean Tails here.
It's not a
Explains why I
Spanish
gain
or Asian
weight.
thing.
Hmm.
It's not a Spanish or Asian thing. If you are rich, you will look good. Look at Elon. He is no longer bald or fat. I wouldn't say Elon looks good.
It doesn't
but
look good.
He's quite out of shape.
He doesn't look that good, but he also has a shitty life. I wouldn't trade my life with this ever, even with all the money he has. I wouldn't. I don't think he lives a nice life.
But I don't
Personally.
agree that it's not like an Asian or Spanish thing. Like it just is the case that people genetically have different shapes, and that conforms to
Oh, yeah,
different
absolutely.
populations. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Like
not
here-
it's not like
Hmm?
because I think Saman, what you're getting is like poor people are more likely to like gain weight over time, but that isn't really true. There are other confounding factors, because when you look at other poor countries, like look at like the Philippines, women there aren't generally fat, and it's not exactly like there
Also,
aren't
I
a
would
lot of
assume
rich
if they're poor,
areas
they
there.
can't eat. So they can't be fat because they're hungry.
But they're also eating different things than we do, so that's
Yeah.
another factor.
Yeah. Like here in Italy, the average like 50-year-old man, it's got like a bag kind of fat belly. And it's usually pretty rectangular in shape at that age. But in America it's different. Because you're bigger in general, so you also have like 50-year-old men who are just big, like tall and muscular. But here, no, not
Yeah.
really. Not really here.
That what Nemo's saying is true. That is actually not uncommon. There's a bit of selection bias with like the people that immigrated to America and are descendants of the people who came here. But yeah, it's very common to see like very like over 6 feet tall, very large men, even men that like have guts and whatnot. They're still like very tall, and you can tell that they have muscle definition.
Yeah. That's genetics. That's really genetics. So can't do much about that. Like I'm never gonna be like that because I'm not tall enough. Nor I eat
No,
enough.
I mean, poor people are more likely to age in a bad way. Eh,
It depends. Not really. I wouldn't think that. It depends on what they do.
yeah, some of that, but some of that isn't like because of who they are. There's a lot of choices that poor people make that like a big one, for instance, that people don't really want to talk about is the fact that a lot of poor people smoke, and that does have an adverse effect on the way that they age over
Yeah.
time.
Are you saying you're gonna
Because
age faster?
well, I was born an 80-year-old, so I don't think that matters. But
Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right.
actually, if
I
you are
agree with
poor,
that.
you will only afford trash, unhealthy food with high fat and calories.
No,
It
it's not
depends
true.
again
Depends
entirely
where you
on where
live.
you're at.
Like if you're in Japan and you're poor, you're not gonna buy trashy food anyway because it's not cheap. If you buy rice, that's very cheap, and it's not unhealthy. So
Like, yeah, here a lot of people buy fast food because fast food is cheaper. But like, if you're in Japan, you're probably not spending all your money buying like McDonald's or whatever. You're probably buying like ramen
not at all.
and
'Cause
rice
it's
and-
not cheap. So it's actually cheaper to just buy rice and onigiri and whatnot. That's pretty healthy, actually. To be fair enough to Japanese. So you're not like if you're poor and you can't really afford a diet with a lot of different things like fruits and whatnot in Japan, which even if you're not poor, you gotta be pretty rich to be able to eat fruit regularly in Japan. You're not gonna get fat because you eat rice most of the time. So,
just like Emperor of Cheese.
yeah, he eats cheese all the time. That's why he's called cheese.
I figured he eats a lot of rice.
I eat a lot of rice, but I'm excused. I got into the habit of it. Because I don't know what I would eat because I'm tired of eating pasta. So I can't just eat pasta. I gotta change every now and then. I don't want to eat pasta at lunch and dinner because I need carbohydrates. So I know
When you look
not
at the
everybody
glamorous
needs it.
lifestyle of drugs and abuse these people go through in Hollywood, they look horrid by 27. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not universally true for these celebrities, especially like, oh, this is like such a depressing subject, but like child celebrities, for instance, when you see them
Oh
grow
yeah,
up,
yeah.
and it's like it's really unsettling how badly that they age, because a lot of them were in a system where they're using lots of drugs and they're not taking care of themselves. And like, I don't know, look at the Olsen twins, for instance.
Jeez, yeah.
If you've ever seen like a modern picture of the Olsen twins,
Yeah, they look kind of different.
it's really sad.
That's true for a lot of celebrities, unfortunately.
That's the
Amanda
unfortunate thing
Bynes.
about living fast, though. When you live fast, you die hard.
Oh, I'm gonna live slow then.
And not the way that David Carradine did, but that's a different subject. Nemo probably doesn't get the joke, but I bet Cheese
No,
does.
I don't because I don't know the person, so I really don't. Sadly.
I assure you, it's a quality joke.
It is unfortunate that I am not in touch with all the stuff that I have absolutely no interest in. Man, how do I handle?
Oh man, think about like yeah, Amanda Bynes. What about like Lindsay Lohan? She was stunning when she was younger, and then she became like a crazy person.
Isn't? Can you say the name again?
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, isn't she the one that was playing Lizzie McGuire?
Yes.
That the name rings a bell. I'm not sure if it's the same person.
Or was that Hillary Duff?
Oh no, sorry, yeah. But what did I watch with her?
Who?
Lindsay Lohan. I watched something and she was in.
Mean Girls? That was a famous one she did.
What?
Mean Girls?
No.
The Parent Trap?
The Parent Trap. Yeah, it might have been that. Yeah, probably.
That's when she was way younger. But
Yeah, she was a kid. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, she made Scary Movie too. Didn't watch the fifth one though. It's a trash movie. Okay, I'm gonna let this go because it's too much.
yeah, I don't remember how we got here talking about underwear, but
I don't know. It's Emperor of Cheese's fault, as always.
that's how these streams go. I just start talking about a subject and then we immediately go into like everything wrong with the world. I'm sorry.
Yes, this world has been connected by darkness.
I think that's more interesting though than a lot of people that just talk about art while streaming.
or nothing. Usually, mostly nothing. Okay. I don't know how I got from spikes to this. I'm probably gonna add a few spikes in here just for good measure. Something like that. And then I will take these. I'm gonna combine them. Can I do? Oh, I can't. Can I control you group? No. God damn. You know what? I'm gonna merge them. I am confident. Boom. There you go. Okay. This looks okay now. I think I overdid the details a little bit on this. Might be slightly overdone.
It's cool.
I like it a lot.
Fine. It's fine. Yeah, a lot of this will not even be that visible on the final render, but okay. I'm gonna pause the recording, and will switch. Will switch to Psy.
You're Will Smith.
Yeah, I will switch. I will switch.
Keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
Oh man, what a letdown. Where is it? Projects? Did I save it in projects? RPG monsters, dragons. Yes, Crimson Dragon. There you go. How about you, Kate, sit with us? Haven't seen any of her films. I think I only know her from Mean Girls. There's some memes. Are they the memes with the cat usually?
Mean Girls is very quotable. There's probably a ton of quotes you've heard from it and didn't even know.
Oh, okay. Yes. No, it's not the one with the cat though.
Like, stop trying to make fetch happen. That's so fetch.
Hey, what's this other girl here? This one, oh, I know her. Wait, it's not her though. Right, Lindsay's the other one. Because this other blonde hair one that I'm seeing in the images, she was in that movie that my wife made me watch, The Notebook, I think. Looks like that. I don't know the name, honestly. Whatever. It doesn't look like my style of...
Is that who you're talking about?
Could be. I don't know. I only remember that there is a girl.
She was the main one, Rachel McAdams.
Yeah, then I guess, yeah. Probably. This doesn't look like the type of stuff that I usually watch, so... By a long shot. Okay. B. Like brush. Or like banished from existence. Also tolerance might have to increase the tolerance. Tolerance. This increase the tolerance. What do I want there? Oh, it's fine.
No cheese. I do not remember the Jingle Bell Rock Dance.
Oh right, she's is into like movies for girls, so. Now I'm sure someone's gonna come up and say, "Hey, there is no such thing as movies for girls." Yes, there is.
Well, he saw the name of the movie as Mean Girls, and he got really excited and disappointed when he watched it, and it wasn't what he thought it was.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, probably any guy watching that movie would have a different idea of what the movie could be. If it's a guy watching that movie, yeah. I guess.
When I was younger, I loved to do that because I don't know what it's like in Italy, but we have like specific porn channels here. I don't know if you guys have like specific channels where it's just like that's all they show, and it's like pay-per-view.
In Italy, I don't know. I actually
I would like go down and I'd read the descriptions. I'm like, I want this to be my job. I want to write the descriptions for these movies on here because they're hilarious.
Oh man. I think Ariana Grande did a music video that Dance for Mean Girls. I don't even know what Mean Girls is. Like, I've seen the images now, but I don't know what it is. Literally, I have no idea what it is about or stuff like that.
It's just like a teen comedy film.
Okay. It's a teen comedy. Right, C. Oh no. Gonna go blast this here.
Of course, all of those movies are inferior to Not Another Teen Movie, which is legitimately funny.
Which one? Oh, Not Another Teen Movie?
Yeah, it's like a parody of Teenage
Yeah,
Comedies.
well,
It's
are
really
they
funny
not like
with
all
Chris
made?
Evans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, then I don't know which one. But it's kind of like, isn't it like in the same on the same wavelength of all the others? They made like Scary Movie and that kind of stuff. They're parodies
Yeah,
of
I mean,
other
it's a
stuff.
parody of the genre.
Right. Because I at least when I saw them in the past, I always associated them with the same kind of production crew because they look like
Jamie's
very.
got a gun. That's one of the best scenes in the movie. Because the guy goes to his sister and he's like, "How do I get a woman to like me?" She's like, "Well, find a song with her name in it and sing it to her." And he goes, she's like painting in the football field, and he's like, he's like standing in the stands with his guitar. And he starts singing, "Jamie's got a gun," and then the security runs into the field and tries to tackle her.
Might have to check it out.
And her father is Randy Quaid, who is always funny.
I don't know who he is, or maybe I know, but I don't know his name.
Have you ever seen Christmas Vacation?
Can you tell me a little bit about the movie so that I might have?
It's Chevy Chase. Like they start off and they get the Christmas tree and they bring it home, and the whole movie is like his family comes to visit him, and it's all just chaos.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of movies that are like that, so I don't know. I might have.
Randy Quaid plays cousin Eddie, his his cousin who he drives an RV around the country and he dumps his waste in the sewers during the morning.
Randy Quaid. I do not remember.
He was
this
also
guy.
in Independence Day.
Was he? Who was he?
He was like the
Oh,
pilot
the
at the
doctor.
end, like a goofy guy.
Was he not the doctor?
No.
Oh.
That's Brent Spiner. Randy
How
Quaid
do
is
you
like the
remember all those names? God damn. Jeez. No, I cannot possibly, for the life of me, remember those names. There's no chance. But I'm very good at remembering faces, so I guess there's that. Oh, welcome back, Emperor. Jeez, did you leave? When did you leave?
Yeah, what?
Oh, you were here a while ago too. You left for like what? A minute?
Oh, is he quoting Independence Day?
Oh. Okay, yes. Yes.
Do you remember that scene, Chase?
Independence
You have
Day.
her eyes. He said that to the girl when she's painting two doodles of herself and her mom. Yeah. The scene that she's mentioned is pretty great too. When she's walking down the stairs and then she falls through the stairs, and as she's falling through the stairs, she drags the carpet, and the carpet drags.
Oh wait,
wardrobe on
wait
top
a
of
second.
her.
I've seen that. The carpet scene. I think I've seen that. I remember that. I must have seen some snippets of this movie.
And Randy Quaid, her dad is like, "Oh, you little kidder," as she's crumbled under a bunch of furniture.
Let me see. What was the... I'm pretty sure I've seen some scenes from this movie. Yeah, I did. I remember the fat guy.
Oh yeah, the fat guy with the cowboy hat.
I'm gonna have to watch it again though. I guess. Alright. Independence Day, what a nice movie. The first one, obviously. First one.
I haven't watched the sequel.
Yeah, I don't think I am gonna watch the sequel. Doesn't look like
Wasn't that
watchable.
a Tom and Jerry reference?
Yeah, Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry enchilada. No.
Is it the knockoff Tom and Jerry?
Oh, come on. Do not belittle this guy. He's really loyal. Saman is a very loyal person.
Well, I'm just thinking what Tom and Jerry would be. Like, instead of a cat and a mouse, it would be like a weasel and a snake or something.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, cheese. I also like the scene where they're like, because the main, this is always a trope in these movies where it's like everyone treats the main girl like she's ugly, but she's really not in any of these movies. It's like, and so the way that they make her beautiful is like she just walks up and takes off her glasses, and instantly everyone starts treating her differently. She's like, "Oh my god, you're beautiful. What did you do?" And it's like she just took off her glasses, and now she's no longer a nerd.
Yeah, of course. Of course. She's a completely different person. It's like Sailor Moon wearing the those two things on the hair. Makes her unbelievably unrecognizable. Of course.
Well, it's always laughable, like when Hollywood tries to depict a woman as ugly in a movie, and it's like their definition of ugly is so like outside of this realm of possibilities. It's like, like imagine they took here's a good example, like Scarlett Johansson. We're gonna cast Scarlett Johansson as like the like nerdy ugly girl.
Yeah,
we
well,
put
good
glasses
luck.
on her and put her hair up. It's like, what?
Yeah, she's probably not gonna look very ugly. I would think. The scene where he tries Papa Brother into beating him, which is epic. Watch the movie because I don't know any of these scenes.
Yeah, Nemo's going to be forced to watch this now since we're all talking about it and he doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I feel like Castaway. I am being ostracized.
It's like when you go out to eat with your friends and then somebody your friend knows walks up and they
Oh,
start talking
that's
and you're
awful.
just sitting there.
Yes. Yeah. Although that doesn't happen to me because I talk with everybody too much, so it's fine.
I try to as well, but every time like I go out with my dad or something, my dad seems to know every person in the world. He just walks up and starts talking to them.
He's like, "Hey, I'm here." That happens to me a lot in Japan, though. Obviously, and that is annoying because Japanese people tend to like you do not exist when they talk between Japanese, basically. Even if I understand what they say.
We need a movie night list now. Well, we were talking about that yesterday.
Yes, when you were not present, Emperor of Sneeze. Achoo. I'm in for a good time, I hope. Well, I hope I'm in for a good time. That's what my girl told me. Water Fringe, multiply. Bad breath. Okay, this is looking good. Although it's a little too... I don't know, I feel like it's a bit too constipated. It's a bit too classic. I like it, but could be better. But I knew this one was not one of the most interesting designs. That's why I did it. I wanted
Well,
to do it now.
if we do that, you're going to have to join the call and actually talk with us.
Talking, like the thing you do when you open your mouth and breathe out by actually making sounds. That kind of thing. I know I have to explain it to you because you didn't do it very often. But I'll say this, I actually enjoy Adam Sandler films. Really? I don't know about Adam Sandler. I do, yes, some of them are okay, I can watch. I think the one with the remote control that he uses too fast. Click, yes. That was not too bad. I didn't even finish it. But it was not too bad. But usually I'm not a fan of Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler's best roles are the non-comedy films that he does.
Yeah, maybe that's why I liked him in that one, because it was not 100% comedy. Like there was a, like part of it was a kind of tragic. So I'm gonna spoil it for.
I guess Uncut Gems is kind of like a dark comedy, but it's a really good crime movie. And Punch Drunk Love, stuff like that.
Yeah, it doesn't really make me laugh, honestly. Unfortunately. Yes, Click was pretty good. I always remember Jack and Jill for the guy that was killed at a store on Black Friday over Jack and Jill on discount. Well,
What?
that's dedication. Last dedication, I guess, but very last. I don't even know if I watched Jack and Jill. I heard it, but
That's the one where Adam Sandler plays both his brother and his sister. So like he plays
Oh,
himself and then he plays
the
himself in
ugly
drag.
sister. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I've seen it on TV. Like not watched, just seen.
Jeez, I can't find that story anywhere. 'Cause I really want to know who died over that film.
At least die over something that's good. Or epic. Like this guy died in line while waiting for the release of the DVD for the Lord of the Rings. Like, okay. Tolkien fan dressed up like a
Actually,
hobbit, like Gandalf.
it looks awful. You know, I actually enjoyed 50 First Dates. 50 First Dates is a cute movie.
With Adam Sandler.
Yeah, and Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore has like short-term memory loss. So every day she wakes up, she thinks it's the same day. And so the people around her have to kind
Oh,
of
I might have seen that.
cultivate her. Yeah, they have to like cultivate their life to keeping up the
Yeah, I might have seen
deception
that actually. Yeah,
that time has not passed.
it's an interesting plot.
And so it's like he falls in love with her, and then every day he has to make her fall in love with him again.
I think I made a terrible mistake here. These things are the opposite of what they should be.
Yes, Simone, Little Nicky is the film where he's the son of the devil.
So I made a bit of a mistake. In
What'd you
that
do?
the tail was supposed to swing backwards, not forward. And I always make this mistake. But I'm gonna leave it at this point, whatever. Fine, swinging forward for some reason. Because it's going back and then it's coming back towards us. Which makes not much sense. But okay. For some reason I keep doing it. I did it in one of the last dragons too, and then I fixed it, but I don't know if I'll be able to fix it in this. Unless I... There we go. Remove all this.
He even was successful to proposing to her and her saying yes in one day. Well, I believe at that point in the movie, that's when he started making the videotapes because he decided to like start. He like sat down and did interviews, and he would explain everything that happened each day, and she would like get up each day and watch them to like understand their relationship, even though she doesn't remember him.
Yeah, it looks better if I do it backwards like that, so I'm gonna have to redo that.
Putting loop cuts in the cylinder. I should have taken that advice.
Yes, pretty much. Same rule. Except I did it the other way around, so unfortunately it's coming towards us and it doesn't have to. Freaking annoying me. I always do this without thinking.
I don't think it was towards
Shucks.
the end. I think it was like either halfway or 3/4 the way in. He came up with that idea.
Which idea?
Well, in the movie, he decides
Oh.
to record everything. That's what
Oh.
I'm talking about. Which makes sense. If you want her to remember stuff, then just record it and have her watch it every morning. It's like a crash course in our love.
Yeah, I believe I've seen that.
You should do that with your wife. Like, sit down and do an interview and be like, okay, here's all the things that happened during our marriage and why you should love me.
Or not, probably. Maybe it's better if she doesn't remember. Who knows? Okay, loop cuts.
Wasn't there a film theory about how all and Adam Sandler films are connected in one universe? That's a pretty common theory for various things. Like everything is shared universe.
Like Final Fantasy 7 and 10.
Is that a thing?
Or 10 too, sorry. Yeah. I find it stupid though. I don't think it is. It's just that they reuse the same names because they cannot come up with decent names.
Yeah, that seems like people are grasping for straws when it's really just like lack of creativity.
They don't want to admit that the thing they like has a fault. So, but it does. Many. So.
There was one about that with like television shows too, because like all television shows take place in the same universe. And to be fair, a lot of television shows have crossovers, so it's not totally unreasonable. But
yeah, but most of
like
them
remember
are
when
just really...
remember when Steve Urkel showed up on Full House?
I didn't watch Full House, so no. I did watch it later, but back then, no. And I never watched it far enough to know that. So I only remember him from the other TV show. What was the name of that? I know the Italian name, but not the actual name.
What show?
Huh?
What show?
The one with Steve. What was the name? No, the translated it's like eight under a roof.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's
in
called.
America it's Family Matters is what you're talking about.
See, Family Matters was another one here though.
Maybe that's why they changed it then to prevent confusion.
But that came later. Family Matters. So who knows? Good figure. Good times for TV shows. They add in the Fresh Prince times. Very good times. Those were my favorite TV shows back then.
Did you see the bloopers of Full House? No. Does it have Bob Saget cursing a lot?
It's back.
Have you watched Fuller House, Cheese? Is it any good?
It didn't. I read some things about it. It didn't seem very good because of the modern type of content. But I don't know. I didn't watch it. I did not watch it. Those. It's a little better. Let's stick out. Yeah, I've been drawing an outrageous lot these days. I feel almost burned out.
Okay, I don't know if you heard that.
I heard something, but not like intelligible words. What was it?
Never mind. That's coordinating dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, the Olsen twins weren't on. They were a big part of the original show, so that's a pretty gaping. I don't know what else to say. Poor choice of words on my part, I suppose.
Oh well. I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing at some point. I tried watching a few episodes, but I get tired after a while. It's very classic
House?
yeah, it's very classic comedy.
Yeah, Full House is like very wholesome. It's very family friendly.
Yeah, a little too good thinking at some point, so I'm like, okay, well, I've seen this 100,000 times, so probably gonna pass. I did watch some episodes though, when I was in Japan, by the way, because my wife wanted to watch it.
That was back in the day when you could live in San Francisco and, not have to deal with hobos pooping on the street.
I guess. Gone are the days. For a lot of things.
Oh my gosh, my dog isn't. He's like
Happened.
he stands at my door and wants me to open it. And then I go to open it because I think he wants to be let out, but he just wants the door open and then he walks back in.
Just wants to take a little walk. Have you guys watched One
trolling me.
Piece? It depends on what you mean with One Piece. Like the new Netflix adaptation? No. I watched the old One Piece, like at the very beginning, when the drawings were good. Then I stopped watching after the drawings started sucking, at least for my tastes. So, up to a point, I watched it. Yeah.
I mean, it was the family era where there was a sense of appreciation for the family unit. Fresh Prince, Full House, Family Matters, The Jeffersons, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
What? You know what the absurd thing about Buffy is the last season when basically she finds out that everything was like fake. I don't even remember after what point everything was a dream or a sort of spell. That was
Wait, did that happen?
Yes.
Oh, God, that's shit writing.
Yeah. At some point they said, "Oh, you know what? This thing, your mother never existed, and this sort of thing, this was never your sister or stuff like that." So, yeah, because I think they come up with the improvised sister for Buffy at some point, but she never existed. Then they say it was just a spell or something. I don't remember very well. I only watched it
It's
once.
a bit different than saying it's all a dream because there could be a reason for why they would do that. But if you're saying the whole show, a whole elements of the show just didn't exist because they were a part of her imagination or whatever.
Well, kind of something like that. I forgot because it's been 20 years since I watched it, but it was something like that. I was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" It was something extremely weird. Extremely weird.
What happened to San Francisco? I don't want to get political. Emperor of Cheese can tell you more. He lives in California.
California. That's one other show I never watched. The OC. I was not the target audience.
I wasn't either. Dawson's
Yeah,
Creek.
Oh, I like the meme though. I've been crying like a baby. Which one was the one with Katie Holmes? Was it Dawson's Creek? Yeah.
With who?
Katie Holmes.
I think so.
The oldest one. The OC was newer. I think. Dawson's Creek is from the 90s. Right?
Well, yeah. She was, I think she was only 18 when she was first in the show.
Not gonna make, she was not going to make, Tom Cruise happy yet.
Jumping on the couch.
Anyone watch Twin Peaks? No.
Yeah, I love Twin Peaks.
What does it talk about?
What does it talk about? You mean what is
Yes.
it about?
What does it talk about?
Uh, the show is made by David Lynch, and
Oh, I know this guy.
the entire show is about this government agent being brought in to investigate this girl's murder, and it becomes a little bit weirder as the show goes on.
Okay. What did he make? What other shows did this guy make? David Lynch.
David Lynch,
Yeah.
like a Eraserhead, which is a fantastic movie.
I know that I heard or I've seen his name.
He also directed Dune, the 1980s version,
Why?
and Inland Empire, Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, Elephant Man.
Are you reading all this, or do you actually remember all this stuff?
I do, yeah.
How do you do that?
What do you mean? I
I
just
can't
remember
all
things.
this. I can't remember stuff like that, like at all, 0%. Even stuff that I read a month ago, unless I took notes and I learned it, I can't remember.
Well,
it.
I mean, I just like his works, so I go and I watch them.
Okay.
Like if I really like something, I figure out who made it, so I can look at the other things that they made.
Obviously, yeah. But still, like, I like some things and I do not remember names or places. So,
David Fincher, maybe Nemo's thinking of David Fincher.
no.
It's possible.
No. Oh well. Doesn't matter.
I mean, David Fincher is great too.
What did he do?
He did like Fight Club and like Gone Girl, The Social Network,
Okay.
Benjamin Button.
Oh, but yeah, that's probably where I read the name.
His first, the first movie he did was Alien 3, but he's disavowed Alien 3
Why?
because the studio heavily interfered with the making of the movie, and he was not pleased with what happened.
Let's see.
Which is why there's really dumb choices made that he does not like.
Is it the one that's heavily? Is it the one where they bring Ripley back to life or something?
No, the Alien 3, okay, spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen it. In the beginning of Alien 3, they like kill off Newt and Hicks and all the characters from Aliens. Which is like, there's no reason to do that. And I think Bishop died as well. It's like, that's so stupid. Like, the whole point of Aliens was that Ripley was forming this relationship with Newt, the little girl. And then you just kill her in the next movie. Great.
Yes, debatable choices.
I actually really like Alien and Aliens, but for different reasons.
What are the different reasons, if you don't mind me?
Well, they're different genres, basically. I mean, the original Alien is kind of like a science fiction horror movie, and then Aliens is more of like a science fiction action movie. So they kind of trended away from the horror elements of the first and developed like, because the first one is directed by Ridley Scott, the second is directed by James Cameron. So James Cameron goes towards more of the action-oriented stuff. But the world building in Aliens is really good, and they took some of the ideas and some of the thematic elements, because like in Aliens there's like this general theme of pregnancy, right? So they take the face huggers from the first movie and kind of use them as a metaphor for pregnancy. And so Ripley's whole character arc is sort of like there's sort of an underlying thematic tension of like taking care of this little girl that she finds and sort of the anxiety around pregnancy and being a mother. And I don't know, there's like even the final villain is the alien queen, which was a specific
Right.
choice, right? It's like, okay, so you got monstrous motherhood and then protective motherhood kind of going at odds with one another.
Interesting. I haven't seen the third one, thank God. Never
Anyway, there's Chase's movie analysis for the
haven't
day.
seen as much as it sucked. They killed off Newt and Hicks, but the film was released 6 years after Aliens.
Well, Aliens was released like 7 years after the original Alien, but I mean, the general point is like the whole character arc of Ripley in Aliens is around Newt, right? The whole point is that she starts off very standoffish and cold, and eventually warms up, having this connection with this little girl, and eventually she risks her life at the very end to protect her from the alien queen. And it's like, oh, that's great. She's embracing this, and she wants to take care of somebody. She isn't alone anymore. And then in the next movie, they just kill her off.
Well,
I don't know. There's a lot
nobody
of
lasts
stupid
forever.
decisions,
Nobody is forever.
except
you know?
Palpatine.
Right. Now, Rey Skywalker. Oh jeez. It's almost done. Sleep. I'm kind of sleepy though. I don't know why. Probably a little. It's getting a little too warm inside the room because I closed the window and it's been warmer today. The computer is kind of acting like a stove. For some reason, when I get warm, I feel sleepy. It's counterintuitive because technically, you should feel more like falling asleep when you are when your temperature is a little lower. In fact, you cannot sleep unless your temperature drops about 1 degree Celsius. This is what I read. I don't know why when I feel warm, not hot, but just slightly warm, I feel sleepy. Like really, like actually like falling asleep. So I am in that kind of mood right now. That's why I'm a little less talkative and probably my brain is not working as well as it should. And then it's like Alien 3, but it had a lot of problems. Yes?
You're saying that when it's warm, you find it easier to sleep?
No, I feel sleepy. I do not necessarily sleep, but I feel sluggish and like I am about to fall asleep, but even if I don't. For some reason. Like if it's a warmer day and I'm wearing socks for some reason, if my feet get hot, I'm feeling extremely tired and sleepy. And I can just take off the socks and everything's back to normal. I don't know why I work like that, but it's weird. It's weird. Technically, it's easier to feel sleepy when it's slightly cooler. That's why I sleep better at winter. Oh yeah, absolutely. You do sleep better when it's cooler.
Winter is comfy. You can
It
be under
is.
lots of blankets and be nice and snug and toasty.
Yes. Let's see. Now we know
how to neutralize Nemo. Put socks on his feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a Achilles feet, not heel or heels.
Achilles feet.
Feet. Defeats the purpose.
Eat defeat.
Might be something, probably because I'm always sitting. I don't know, something related to blood circulation. My feet are always cold, like always. When my feet are not cold, I'm sleepy. So
I like winter, surrounded by the cool snowy winds and ghostly candlelights with a nice blanket and hot soup. Okay. I don't know about ghostly candlelights.
yeah, probably not ghostly candlelights. Everything else, yeah. Although I'm not a fan of soups, so I probably like hot chocolate or something.
I'm not either. I don't know if I had a soup since I was like a teenager.
Same.
Because the only thing I would eat was like, if I was sick, my parents would give me like chicken noodle
Right.
soup or something.
Same. Yeah, same. Not a super fan of soups. Super fan.
I'm not a super fan.
Yeah, they have the ghostly aura. No, not really. I like candlelight, but not ghostly. Like greenish. I don't feel like candles are ghostly. Depends on where you are. I like candles though.
Do you live in a haunted house? What's going
Me?
on? Ghostly candlelight.
Oh, him. Yeah, of course. Of course. Well, he's got the Dias de los Muertos, right? Yes,
That's true.
associates candles too.
Sugar skulls and Day of the Dead.
No, no more haunted houses for a while. I mean, okay.
Come to
Hopefully,
Ohio. We have a bunch of them.
like certified haunted places.
Yeah, you can take tours. Like, there's a couple. Like, you can take a tour in like an abandoned asylum and whatnot.
Oh,
People say that they hear voices of the people that were there.
I mean that's not technically though. I actually read something about stuff like that at some point. It's not. The point is that sound can remain trapped in buildings for a long time. So it might happen that you can hear sounds from a long time before if it started like bouncing between walls and got trapped in a way. I don't know if that's true or not, but I read that as a kind of scientific explanation for some of these phenomena. That happens sometimes.
I mean, it quite literally could just be a placebo effect, where it's
Oh,
like
so
you're expecting to hear sounds, and so
Yeah.
you trick yourself into hearing them.
Yeah, could also be that. Well, what about a Skinwalker Ranch? Good story. I guess there are tours that go there as well.
Skinwalker Texas Ranger.
Well, you know what's beyond or behind the beard? Just another punch.
That would be awesome. Could you imagine if they made like a movie with Chuck Norris where he has to like fight witches and zombies?
Wait, I think he was making a game.
Skinwalker Texas Ranger.
He was making a game.
Was he?
Yeah. I've seen a trailer.
Oh, you mean he's in a game?
Yeah. Crime Boss?
Yep.
Rock
That's exactly what I
Case
saw.
City. Yeah. He is in
They
it.
put
Yeah,
him
yeah,
in the
not yeah,
game.
like obviously, I mean like,
It's like
he is in the
Keanu
game.
Reeves in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people here. Like famous people in this game. Like there's that guy, what's his name? Danny something.
Masterson?
Hispanic guy.
Oh. Danny Trejo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching the trailer for this game. I was like, what? That's Chuck Norris in a game? Are you kidding? He's a meme. I remember in high school, especially with a friend of mine, it was always memeing about Chuck Norris and
Chuck Norris. Yep, that was a
Yeah.
big thing.
he's a Walker, Texas. My grandma used to watch that.
It was a popular show.
Yeah.
I remember Chuck Norris memes though. My brother was really into him. Like when Chuck Norris does a push up, he pushes the earth down.
Yeah.
Like that.
I think I've also seen a video, was it Chuck Norris? It was him against someone else. He was very young though. Who was it? Bruce Lee. Yeah, it was Bruce Lee. Yeah, it was Bruce Lee. He didn't have a beard yet. Doesn't look like him without a beard. He kind of already looked old though, even if he was younger, way younger. Like a hairy chest. Guys, like a week ago, I went on a deep dive on meter to feet. Okay, to register how tall we are, how tall are people are, and 170 in the EU UK is 5 feet 7.3. Okay. Yes, but I agree on the metric system.
That was a thing the other day when we were talking about converting centimeters to feet.
Stop a chainsaw with his bare hands, so he deserves respect. Did he actually do that?
He's Chuck Norris. He can do anything.
That's true.
We have to watch some of his movies. That would be a good one.
I don't think if I ever watched a movie with him.
Oh,
like
we should watch Invasion USA. That's where Chuck Norris has a group of international terrorists from like Ireland and Russia and like Saudi Arabia, like all the different countries other than America, decide to invade America, and Chuck Norris has to stop them by himself.
Okay, yeah, it's something that's worth watching. That sounds like fun. Need that. The poster is very. It looks a lot like Mars Attacks for some reason. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna close it here, also because I'm very sleepy. I have a headache. Excuse me.
America wasn't ready, but he was.
L'Amérique n'est pas prêtée. Lui, si. That's what is written here on this one. Les Chanon Group. For some reason. It's in French. Oh, even the credits are translated, right? No one thought it could ever happen here. America wasn't ready. Wait a second. Is this true? Is this a real thing? Was apostrophe "nt" ready? Don't you write was and apostrophe T, right?
Wasn't, yeah, apostrophe T.
Right, because on this thing, it's different. Look. Huh.
Yeah. Pretty obvious error there.
So, oh well. Yeah, it wasn't, right? Okay, anyway.
That's how you know it's a quality movie, when you see grammatical errors like that.
Oh, you know what I cannot suffer? Like adding the apostrophe S to plurals. A lot of people do that. I know it's common, but it's technically wrong, right?
Give me an example.
Like for example, all the Final Fantasies, like these. If you mean plural, a lot of people use it like that. Or the chickens.
That's understandable because Final Fantasy is like a brand name.
Okay, but
so you
not
wouldn't...
just that. Like for everything, I've seen words that are like they have a plural, but they add the S.
Well, the apostrophe wouldn't. If you just have YS, that would make more sense than with the apostrophe. Because when you add the apostrophe, that makes it sound like a possessive.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That I've seen a lot of people that use that, the possessive form, for things that should be just plural. Not maybe that was a bad example, but they use it for a lot of things. Cars, yeah, like cars, like that. I've seen that. That's that
just incorrect.
A lot,
unless
right.
You're saying like the car's door.
The car's door, right?
About.
I figured.
Yeah.
And that's it for today's English lesson by Chase. Thank you, teacher. With this, we can go to sleep or anywhere else you want. A snake bit Chuck, but it died because it was frozen in his blood. So yeah, Everybody, thanks for being here. I apologize for being a little sleepy in the last half, I guess, of the stream. Hopefully not tomorrow. I'm not gonna be so sleepy tomorrow. We're probably gonna do another dragon tomorrow, and then play Final Fantasy VII on Saturday. So, yes, thanks again for being here, and I will talk to you next time.